Next one is the direction of the relation. This is also very specific to Power BI Desktop. So we have seen unidirection and bidirection, right? Single. So you have the single. So when you open the, for example, I just go here and go to the model thing here. And then if I go here, for example, in this case, for a change, we will use the sales fact table instead of the sales W04. I have the sales fact table. And here I have the customer dimension table, product dimension table, and location dimension table. Date dimension tables are there, surrounded by the sales fact table. And here, what I will do is, okay, if you see here, this is my dimension table, or all the tables prefixed with dim are called your dimension tables. And you can see that the arrow is pointing down, pointing towards your sales file. This arrow is pointing towards your sales file. That means the customer ID column flows from your customer dimension down to your sales fact table. The location key flows from your dimension location down to your sales fact table. All the key columns are flowing down to your sales factor, except this one. Okay, ignore this one. Okay. Okay. So this is called unidirection. Single direction it goes. All the dimension table key columns are flowing down to your fact table. But what will happen is, for example, if I click on any one of the relations, for example, you keep the cursor here or keep the cursor and double click on it, it will open up a dialog window wherein you will see, what is this relationship? Okay, is this a one to many, or look here, many to one relationship? Okay, this is a sales fact table, location dimension. What is the common key between these two? Location key and location key. These two columns got highlighted in gray color, and the cardinality is here many to one. Cross filter direction. So we arranged an interview for one student with Wipro. She was not able to recollect the time of interview. Okay, no matter where you studied, what is your degree. End of the day, if you cannot answer related to this, you are gone. They rejected her. Okay, cross filter direction. Here we have something like this, and if you click on the drop down here, single both. Okay, you have something like a single cross filter direction, and both. You have two options here. By default, the single. And you can also enable bidirectional relationship, two-way direction relationship. Look here, the product dimension, you can see the down arrow, and the sales fact, from it goes to product dimension table. So this is, you can see the up arrow also here. Okay, so single. What are the properties of cross filter direction? Single, both. So one to many propagation, filter counter propagates both ways. The propagation happens in both ways, but here in one direction only the propagation happens. The downside of the bidirectional relation, both, right? Both side cross filter, performance degradation, filtering is active when many side is cross filtered. Okay, that is a drawback of in the bidirectional relationship. Okay, so now I will just give you one scenario when we need to use bidirectional relationship. So this is the one. For example, your manager wants to see, it's the data model, everything given to you. He wants you to create the report wherein he wants to see in each location how many customers they bought the products. Each location, how many customers purchase the products. How you can get that value here. So you want to see how many customers are there in each location. In the sense, how many customers bought in each location. You want to see the report. How can you display that value? Here in this scenario, you need to use your location dimension table to filter your customer dimension table. Unfortunately, we don't have any common key exists between these two tables. You cannot use the location dimension table to filter this table. All the dimension tables talks to sales fact table only, right? So dimension tables, we don't see any relationship, isn't it? Except the category dimension, that you forget it now, okay? So look, now, in order to meet this reporting requirement, I need to use this dimension table to filter this one. Okay, how can I do that? For example, I just go here and I click on the table visual. I just resize it. What I will do is I'll just go to the location dimension because he wants me to display the location name first. And then next one is he wants me to display the total number of customers purchased. So what I do is I just drag and drop the customer ID. I just go to the format pane and then I will increase the font size so that all of you can see it very clearly. I just make it 13. But here, it shows the C01 bought it in, this is a customer name, right? This customer bought it in Bangalore and C02 also bought it in Bangalore. So when you see it, right, if you calculate it, in Bangalore, 4 customers purchased, right? But we don't need, this granular detail. I just go to this one here and custody here. I'll just click on the drop down. And then what I do is here, yeah, I mentioned don't summarize. Okay, custody, don't summarize. Very good. Okay. Instead of don't summarize, what I will do is I'm going to use count. Count will give you the number of occurrences. Count frequency. Okay. So now when I selected the count of custody, it displays the total 6 across the values. What I'll do is for you to understand, I'll click on the another table visual. I just drop it here. Simply I drag and drop the customer name here. Where is the dim customer? Yeah, the customer ID, then customer name here. Ideally, they could use some, the larger number here. It's painful. Every time go here and make. How many customers? This is my dimension, customer dimension tables here. Customer dimension. How many customers are there in total? How many customers that I have? 6 customers, right? John, Chris, Stephen, Raj, Hemal, Victor. 26 customers are there. What happens here is when I drop the customer ID from this customer dimension table along with the location name, it displays the total number of customers 666666 across the location. Okay, there is something wrong here, not here. My total, see, we sell products to only these 6 customers. This is pretty clear. How many customers we sell the products in total? 6. That doesn't mean each location or all the 6 customers bought it, right? There are some locations, some customers, they will not have bought it. Maybe in Delhi, only 3 customers bought. Chennai, only 2 customers bought. In Hyderabad, maybe 6 customers bought, right? It should give me it should do the filtering correctly. It is not happening correctly. What I do is I just go to the model view and then the location dimension table. You need to use it to filter my customer dimension table. Since there is no direct relationship exists between these tables, what I will do is I'll just double click on this one here, this relationship. This is the target table that I wanted to filter it. In the target table, I just double click on, sorry, I am going to click on the drop down in the filter, cross filter direction, select both, hit OK. 1 second. Now you can see the double arrow, right? This arrow is pointing down, the other arrow is pointing down, pointing up. So bi-direction relationship. It is not any direction. Now, henceforth, we could see a relationship between bi-direction. Now the question is, I wanted to use this table to filter this table rather than creating the relationship directly between these two. Why you made it this relationship bi-direction? Okay. So now, before I explain that, I'll just go and check the report. Very good. So in Bangalore, 4 customers bought. In Chennai, 5 customers bought. Delhi, 5 customers bought. And Pune, 4 customers. This total is just showing me how many total customers we have. 6 customers. See, I live in Chennai. I live in Bangalore also, right? So every week, every once in 15 days, I go to Bangalore office, and other days I live in Chennai. So whenever I'm in Bangalore, I go and buy. Like me, many customers, right? They are, temporarily living in Bangalore. So when they live in Bangalore, they purchase it, some products there. When they come back to Chennai, they buy it, products in Chennai also. So in Bangalore, 4 customers are there, Chennai, 5 customers are there. Now it does the filtering correctly that this is possible because I have enabled the cross filter direction, in both direction, okay? Bi-direction relationship. The cross filter, I enable it as a both. That means bi-direction relation. Both the direction you can filter it. Still, it is vague, right? This table has to filter this table, but you just enable this relationship as a bi-direction. What is happening, right? I got confused. It doesn't mean if you don't have direct relationship between these two, you cannot filter it, isn't it? It's something like in real life scenario, right? So let's you like this person, right? You want to talk to this person, but you don't direct contact. But this person has a contact, with this guy, right? So what you do is to contact this guy, you are contacting this guy via this guy. So this table has a relationship with, and this table has a relationship. In that case, if we enable the bidirectional communication, so hey, you are asking this guy, hey, can you please give me the customer name? So what he says is right. I cannot talk to him because he only can talk to me. I don't have that facility. You remember in the case of bank, they will call you and remind you to make the payment. But when you try to return the call, it will not work. You cannot have permission to call this number, right? Similarly, this guy cannot talk to this guy. Similarly, this guy cannot talk to this guy. But if you want this guy to talk to this guy, you need to enable the bidirection. Just double click on it, go to the cross filter direction. Here you need to enable, you need to click on this one, enable both, select both and hit OK. And then you will see, this one will become a bidirectional relationship. Double arrow, up arrow, down arrow, you can see that. So now this guy can talk to this guy via this guy. Previously, what happened? This guy can talk to this guy, but this guy cannot filter back to this guy. We were not able to get that value. Now what happened? So we have, enable this option as a bi-directional relationship. Now this guy also can talk to this guy. So this guy can talk, get the information, from this table via this guy. So with this simple example or analogy, I hope you are able to understand, right? How the cross filter, right? Let's say you have another requirement. Now you have created this report. Now you understood logic, everything. Now your manager is a tough guy. He says, okay, you tell me, in each customer, how many locations they bought it. Each customers, how many locations they bought. For example, Satya, he bought it in Bangalore and Chennai, right? So according to me, right, Bangalore, 1 and Chennai 1, it should show. Okay. And similarly, let's say Harish and Satya bought it in Bangalore and Chennai. In the case of Bangalore 2 and Chennai 2, right? It should show like that. So each customer, how many locations they bought it? That is another question. So in that case, what kind of relation, what you need to do it? Now this table has to filter this table. What needs to be done? See, this guy wants to this guy are simple story, right? Cinema movie I told. This guy wants to talk to this guy. So, in that case, he has to talk to this guy and he has to request him to get the information from this guy. But this guy cannot talk back. Hence, we enable the relation bi-direction so that now this guy can talk to this guy via this guy. Now, this guy wants to talk to this guy. What should we do? Without direct relationship, what should we do? Excellent. Very good. This is simple IQ, simple common sense here. Yeah, Ranjita, you are correct. Kavya, you are correct. Soundarya, you are correct. Jasmine. No, not Jasmine. Yeah, Ranjita, you are correct. So what should we do? Now this table needs to filter this table. What should we do? Which one is the target here? See, this table needs to filter this table. So in that case, this table will be a target, right? Now this table needs to filter this table. Which one is the target here? Excellent. Between, yeah, 1 second. What is the answer here? Another answer, create bidirection to dim customer. No, no, no. Target is this one. I want to use this table to filter this table. See, I just put this one here. See, I'm going to create another one. I just, yeah, I could see very good response. Except one student. Look here, customer name here. I just dropped the customer name here. I just go here, font size. Next to that, I want to display the location name or the location key. I'll just put it here. Location key displays like this. What I'll do is I just go back here like earlier I did, right? Location key, I just click on. Don't summarize. Instead, you do the count. So 8. So 8 locations we are doing the transactions. Very good. Okay. It is not doing the filter here. Okay. This is come from customer dimension table. This is come from my location dimension table. If I go back here, so for M is the target, right? You need to enable the location dimension into enable bidirectional relation. You just click on it. You need to enable both here. See, this guy wants to talk to this guy, but there is no direct contact. He has to talk via this guy. This guy is, cannot talk back this guy because this guy can talk to him, but he cannot talk back. Only when we enable bidirectional, this guy can filter this guy, right? If you go back here, you can see that. So now it is doing the filtering correctly. Chris is doing the business in, I say Chris bought it in 7 locations. What is Chris's customer ID? All of you, please type it in the chat window. What is the Chris's customer ID here? Just above it is the right. What is Chris's customer ID? Yeah. How about others? What is Chris's customer ID here? I think if people are attending just for the sake of attendance. C0. What about Geetika? All of them answered except Geetika. So the Chris, the Chris is the customer name. Customer ID is there here, right? Chris is there. Simple common sense. You can see the Chris here. And what is the corresponding customer? C002, right? Okay. Chris's customer is C002. Okay. Geetika, can you tell me what is Raj's customer ID? Except, Geetika, right? So only Geetika has to answer. What is Raj's customer ID? C04, right? Fine. So Chris's customer is C02. I just go to the data view, how to test whether it is working correctly or not. I just go here. C02 is customer, right? And here I just select the sales fact table. Go to the customer ID. What is Chris's customer ID? C002 and select. I just select only C02. Okay, I just hit OK now. All the transactions are related to whom? Chris. C02 is nothing but Chris here. The Chris's customer ID is C02. I filtered based on the customer ID in the sales fact table. So this many number of transactions he made. Now location key we need to check. How many location Chris bought it? Location here, location name will not be there, guys. Click on the drop down here. You can click on the 1 second. Drop down here. And then here, yeah, you can see that 2, 4, 6, 7 locations he bought it. This is how you can test it. So Chris bought it in 7 locations. I'm going to clear this filter now. Remember this, Chris bought in 7 locations. Maybe he's a frequent flyer. Look here, Chris bought it in 7 locations. Similarly, Raj, how to check, this value, whatever display is correct. We need to validate, right? Raj bought it in 4 locations. That is what it shows. What is Raj's ID? C004. Go to the data view and apply the filter on the, the customer ID column based on C004. We can see that location key, how many location, unique location keys are there here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 locations he bought. Who? Raj. I am going to select all. I go back here to my report. Raj bought in 4 locations. Excellent. This is how you need to test it. Simply they teach you what is what. Okay, that is not going to work any longer. You need to justify, you need to test it. Okay, whether the values are displaying it correctly or not. That's very much crucial. Now we understood what kind of scenario you need to enable the bidirectional relationship between the tables. Okay, there is an excellent question from Ranjita. She is asking that, can't we get, since we have this customer ID and location key is available here in the sales fact table, these two tables, key columns we stored here. So why do I need to use this table to filter this table and vice versa? Okay, to answer to this question, I'll just go back here. This time, I will put the location key from my sales fact table, not from the location dimension table. Location key here, I just change it to count. This location key came from where? If you keep the cursor on top, you can see the sales fact. We have brought this location key. This location key, we brought it from location dimension. But here it shows 25, 22, something else. That means I bought it in let's the location grid. Let's say Satya, 2 locations he bought it. But here in the transaction table, sales factor, what it shows 25. That means Chennai, Bangalore, I bought it, and it shows two places. Satya bought it in 2 cities. How many transactions he made in both the locations put together? How many times he bought it in Chennai and Bangalore? That is what it shows, guys. Which one? The location key from sales fact table. Ranjit, are you able to understand? That is the reason why the location key column from sales fact is not helpful. The location key from location dimension table is helpful to answer to this question. What was the question? How many locations each customer bought it? This guy bought in 7 locations. The same guy. The other guy, Hemal, bought in 6 places. Fine. But along with that, if they ask you something like this, okay, along with that, you show me how many transactions made by each person, each person, along with the number of locations. 7 locations. For example, Satya and Chennai and Bangalore put together, he purchased 25 times. Both places put together. The same thing is applicable here also. Okay. Instead of customer ID, bringing it from your customer dimension table, you can bring it from your the sales fact table, but it will display the transactions only. How many transactions made in Bangalore? In this case, how many number of transactions made in Bangalore? In this case, how many number of transactions made by each customer? But now it is working fine. But the disadvantage is here, if you enable bidirectional relationship, it will literally slow down the performance. It is not a good practice to manually configure by clicking on this one. Go here, look at now, see in the latest version here it shows, right? You don't have to go there. When you select the, for example, if I click on this here, it takes a lot of time. So when I click on this, okay, here itself it shows, very good, both. So between these 2 tables, we have both bidirectional relationship. Bidirection means double direction. If I select this, you can see both double direction here. Here itself it shows. The older version, you need to click on this, open and see it there, but here itself it shows. Very good. But this is not the best practice. If you enable it, what will happen is, since you have enabled the both, the bidirectional relationship, what will happen is, whenever you apply the filter, right, for example, date dimension, something like it will apply the filter on all the tables. It will literally say this table will filter this table. So this table has 100 million data. This table has to filter this table. For each and everything, it is literally slow down. On a need basis, you can filter. On a need basis, it's something like, can you go to Ooty? Ooty is the best place, right? Summer vacation. Every day, can you go there? Rainy season, can you go there? It's a miserable. If you go to Ooty in a rainy season, right? Ooty or Munnar. So on a need basis, you go summer time if you go there. Similarly, right? On a need basis, you enable this the direction, right? Direction of relation bias by direction using DAX function. I just go over here quickly. I will show you the DAX function and let me use the existing. The interest of times getting late. Even for me, it is getting late. Yeah, cross filter. Already I create a cross filter. Let me just go here and then I just look here. If you want to check the DAX related measures, right? You just go here and type it, with common sense. So you create a cross filter, maybe the measure name also cross filter, look here, cross filter location. Look here, I just click on this. And here what I did, I use the calculate function. In cross filter function, I use it. So you remember previously I used use relationship. That is to enable the inactive relationship temporarily active. In this case, to temporarily enable the direction, right? By direction. So location key in location dimension table and sales fact table, right? I just enable both. In this case, cross filter function takes 3 arguments. First one is you need to specify the key columns in dimension and fact table. Followed by that, you need to specify the type of the direction. Is it single or both, right? And then what you do is here the count function instead of sum function, I'm going to use count. Count, right? The number of occurrences. Okay. In each number of location it gives you. Okay. Okay. By product here I mentioned about by product. 1 second. Okay, here, okay, cross filter location by, okay, I just copy this. We will do one thing. In this case, by customer, we'll put it, I'm going to modeling ribbon and click on the new measure. I just paste it here. And here what I do is, in this case, customer location name, we can use it here, right? Location key cross filter. Yeah, here I think the same thing I can use it here also. Okay, cross filter location by cross filter, yeah, cross filter location. I just make it like that. And then I need to find out the total number of keys. Location, count of location key, cross filter, location key, and location key. What did I do? Count of location key. Here, I want to use this table to filter. Hence, I made the bidirectional relation between location key of location table and this one, right? And sales factor. Correct. Okay. Cross filter location. Oh, I just remove the O and down. This one, I need to put it here. This is the one I created just now. You keep the cross filter location, correct? I just drop it here. And this value both also. Look here, this value and this value matches. Very good. Okay, this value and this value matches. So Chris bought it in 7 location. Chris bought it in 7 location. But here we have configured it manually. I just go because that is not the right way. Look, location key and dim location key and sales fact. I'm going to select this relationship. I just change it to single. Super. Apply changes. Here itself he has given it. Very good. Since I made it single, this one will not work. See, here it shows 8. The measure which I created, DAX function, cross filter function, it still works. And since this one is not required any longer, I'm going to remove it. But what I will do is, for the time being, I just go here and I'm going to enable this one both. Here itself, I'm going to apply the changes. Fantastic. Okay. But for you guys, when you share this file to understand, create a new page The new page, you create all the reports, whatever I taught you, and also create the measures by looking at the measures, whatever I created. If you don't practice it, it's utterly waste of time. There is no point in blaming the faculty did not teach, I did not understand. No, it's very difficult to understand. So whether you are non-IT or IT, end of the day. See here, the Ranjita, right? Ranjita is CBSE 12th standard student. Okay, she is waiting. She got and is waiting for a CBSE result. She is able to answer it correctly. She completed all the assignments, everything. Okay, even our website assignments are there. Need to complete. Okay, fine. So I just leave it for your understanding. But in your case, you need to make sure that you are going to disable it. Okay, you need to make it single. You don't have to go here. The latest version, you need to select single here. That's all, guys. It's not a rocket science to say, difficult subject. It's a very simple topic. That's the only thing is, yeah, it needs some time, correct. Very first attempt itself, you are not able to understand. So now you understood, right? Yeah. Similarly, for you, the assignment now is, I want you to display, instead of this, right? In each location, how many customers they bought. We want this one. So now what happened? This one. Okay, why it got changed? Count of customer ID. Count of customer ID comes from customer dimension table. And here, 1 second. I just unselect this one and customer dimension. Here I just go and drop the customer ID. I just select this one and I'm going to say count. So 1 1 only it shows. Okay. So why it shows only 1 1? Because here, right, I just clicked mistakenly. I selected Roch here, hence Roch data shows. So what I do is, so for that, you need to, keep the cursor on top of the each visual, right? Here above this, you can see the filter icon. You can see that Roch customer name. That means since I selected Roch here, Roch related information only it shows. You need to double click on it somewhere here. Okay, look here. 1 second. Yeah, you click on the same name. Now you can see all the customer name. Now it shows everything correctly here. Sometimes, for example, if I mistakenly select Chris, right? If I double click on Chris, if I click on Chris related information will show. Okay. So for that, again, you need to click on it here, or you just click on it somewhere here. Okay, it will get cleared. Okay, the filter will get cleared here. Okay. So now we can see the correct value. Now I want you to display the same value using the cross filter function. I type to check my cross filter function, click on cross filter, and then what you need to do is write a DAX function wherein you need to use the, see here, the target is customer dimension, right? The dim customer table customer ID, sales fact customer ID, you make it both in the cross filter so that you will get the same output. And then what you do is, end of the day, you need to reset these two relationship as a single direction. Once you are able to understand, you need to do that one. And the other assignment is you upload the category dimension table here. The category dimension table obviously will get linked with your product dimension table. So what I want you to display is, in each customer, bought it in under how many number of categories. Each customer bought it under how many categories. Each location, how many categories we sold it. Okay. That is the output that I needed. Okay. Separate table. Watch my video. And see, this is how they will tell you the requirement. Americans, you need to be able to understand in a pretty fast manner. Okay, you're not a 10th or 12th standard student. You need to understand it quickly and then fat. If you are able to understand the concept, you should be able to do it. But still, no problem. You need to watch my video 1 or 2 times or 3 times if you are slow in understanding. Okay. Don't get me wrong. So even when I learned many algorithms, now generative AI gain a lot of momentum. Is the talk of the town.